If you clicked on this video, know that the end goal is freedom. I say this because many of you may choose not to watch to the end. But even if you do or you don't, at least you got the motion right from the start. One of humanity's oldest taboos, now $100 billion global industry. That's more than the NFL, NBA, and MLB combined. Think about that. A secret between a man and a woman now becomes a source of entertainment. How did we get here? Everything happens so fast now that you don't even realize when you fall into that trap. But before you become aware, you are already there and cannot get out. It's good if you've not been there before, because those who have will regret, are about to regret. This video is public, but it doesn't seize the fact that it's just between me and you now. By the way, you won't even see me throughout the video, but I know that 70 out of 100 people that will click on this video are addicts or found their way out. Pornography is normalized, but it shouldn't be. It's a dark tunnel. Just join me on a short journey to get out of it. The first pornographic film was a silent short film depicting a woman undressing for bed. While tame and normalized by today's standards, it was groundbreaking for its time. This was the start of something we didn't understand yet: the commercialization of desire. Twist of intimacy into a product. That first film, made in 1896, was just a few minutes long, but it was calculated and well marketed, and it opened a door that can never be closed. A door we all walk through now without thinking. Sex is not the problem, desire is. Desire is not evil, but when something sacred becomes something so, it begins to rot. In the mind of the normal you, it's not always so. You can have it for free, but why do you think someone will give out their explicit content for free when they are not getting paid in a way?
Pornhub was the flagship site, so this was the cash cow of the company. This is how not only are they making money on 4.6 billion ad impressions every day and all of the traffic they're getting, but they're advertising their pay sites on the free sites, right? So they kind of have this ecosystem where they advertise browsers on Pornhub and drive traffic to all of the other websites that they own. Content is king for the PornTube sites. You have to understand this, that it's about getting unrestricted, massive amounts of content so that they could get picked up in Google search results, so that they can drive massive amounts of traffic, so they can sell all those ad impressions and make hundreds of millions.
In the early 20th century, pornography existed underground. It was passed between secret groups, printed in back alley magazines, whispered about in men's club only. It was a rebellion against Victorian morality, but like every rebellion without boundaries, it spiraled. The printing press, the camera, the projector, each new form of technology made it easier to capture and distribute images of nakedness, turning bodies into content and products. And the conversation behind the scenes was never just, is this art? It was, how can we sell this without getting caught? Just like how dealers smuggle drugs these days. They thought about their profit and not the effects. By the 1950s, with magazines like Playboy, it all went public. The Playboy magazine made millions of sales by taking advantage of the global depression that came after the Second World War. If I'm being real with you, the porn industry is not your friend. It doesn't care about your pleasure. It doesn't care about your mental health. It doesn't care if you are 13, 30 or 70. It cares about clicks, time watched and engagement, and profit. This is how they make it be in your site. We love you. We can awaken your pleasure for sex. You can learn different sex positions by just watching us. This is just like watching any other content on social media. The truth is, they are not going to tell you that they want to destroy you just for their views and clicks, so they can have companies pay them to advertise on their site since they have the audience. Companies advertising on this site are always linked to them in a way. Take this scenario: you watch pornography almost every day, then you would like to masturbate. So the advert on the site is a company selling vibrators, and today is bigger than ever. An industry built on people undressing makes more money than the dreams of every athlete, every singer, every entrepreneur trying to change the world, and we don't question it. Why? Because it's everywhere now. You don't even have to go to a website anymore. It finds you on Twitter, on TikTok, on Reddit, on Discord, on YouTube. The algorithms know what you are weak to and they feed it to you. It's a trap with no cage. You are free to walk into it, but you don't even notice when the door locks behind you. It gets scientific this way. Every time you watch porn, you are firing off dopamine in your brain. That's the same chemical triggered by gambling, drugs, and social media. It feels like you are in control, but what's happening is the opposite. Your brain is rewiring itself. Your tolerance goes up. What used to excite you doesn't anymore, so you go deeper, stranger categories and longer sessions. Before you know it, you are not even looking for pleasure. You are just trying to escape pain. You become addicted. This is neurological slavery. It takes away your motivation, takes away your confidence, takes away your ability to connect with real people. And that's exactly what the industry wants, because when you are empty, you will come back. Porn doesn't just affect you, it affects how you treat others, especially the ones you love. Men start to expect their girlfriends or wives to act like actresses in a video. Women start to believe their worth is tied to how sexy they can be. It breaks trust, it breaks self-esteem, it destroys marriages before they even start. Intimacy becomes performance, connections become consumption, love becomes lust and nothing more. And worst of all, we start thinking it's normal. It's the new normal. You scroll past soft porn on Instagram without blinking now. Your favorite artist just dropped a video that's one strip club away from an adult film. A 13-year-old can find the darkest video on the internet in just 3 clicks. This is not freedom. This is not progress. This is addiction dressed as liberation. And most people don't even see it, because when everyone is in the prison, nobody realizes they are locked up. This wouldn't thrive without technology. This is where most people get it wrong. Technology is not bad, but because it's free for everyone, it's been invaded by both good and bad stuff. So it's okay when I say technology built a home for pornography. It gave it wings with every new invention: VHS, DVD, webcam, smartphones, and now AI.
Definitions turned into images, and then images turned into videos. And before I knew it, I was full-on addicted to pornography. I would literally wake up, start watching porn, it would be light outside, I'd happen to look up, and it would be pitch black. The wrestle was so intense. I was like, God, I can't do this. I can't do this. This has gotta go to the grave. Like, me and you, we can just do this together. We can just hash this out together and nobody has to know. And he just kept saying so sweetly, so patiently, just give it to me.
The industry evolved faster than our ability to think critically about it. We've got AI-generated nudes, deep fake pornography, fake OnlyFans accounts with faces of celebrities, virtual girlfriends that talk dirty to you in real time. We've entertained the simulation of intimacy. No mess, no real emotion, just control. And that's the scary part, because we are replacing real life with real connection with illusion, and the line between what's fake and what's real is disappearing.
They don't just come in like, hey, I'm gonna put you in the porn industry or in prostitution and take all your money. They're coming in like for a relationship with you, right? And so they make you feel like you're somehow, like, you feel accepted, you feel validated being with them. After I saw the guy that I was dating get stabbed to death in front of me, I was really afraid, because I had started using crystal meth. They didn't find the murderers, and so they were still out there. And on crystal meth, I started hearing voices. The voices were basically saying, if you don't take your life, we're gonna come after all your family members. And here I am, like, hallucinating on this drug, thinking that there were murderers somehow communicating with me through the walls of a house, like just the things that I was believing, you know? And so I just was being tormented for probably 2 months, when I just said, I can't take this anymore. Like, I'll just, please, like, I started talking to the voices, like, don't touch my family, like, I will take my life. It was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I went into the bathroom. I was at my dad's house, and I started slitting my wrists while on crystal meth with the lights off, so I couldn't see what was going on. And then I just heard another voice that said, turn the lights on and put the scissors down. And that voice spoke again, turn the lights on and put the scissors down. And that voice just brought me like peace and strength in that moment, that I did exactly what it said. I turned the lights on, I put the scissors down, and when I turned the lights on, I was dripping blood. And I know that had I not heard that other voice, I would have committed suicide that night. And how sad that my dad or my brother or sister would have found me on the floor bleeding to death.
They don't tell you that thousands of porn actors have left the industry completely traumatized. They don't tell you that most consensual scenes are filled with manipulation, pressure, and sometimes drugs. They don't tell you that some of the most viral videos have been secretly filmed, leaked, or stolen. They don't tell you that revenge porn has destroyed lives. They don't tell you about the suicides, the broken families, the men who can't feel anymore, the women who feel wordless if they are not naked. You can still get out of this. Here is the truth. You can escape for some days, months, or years after watching this video, but it's not easy to leave completely. A lot of people escaped but were caught back into it. If you seriously want to break the habit, here's how. Block the site, tell someone, don't do it alone, get a therapist or join a support group. Usually might not sound necessary, but loneliness gets you deep in this. Replace the habit with purpose. Gym, art, writing, prayer, real conversations. You don't beat this with willpower alone. You beat it with real building yourself from the inside out. Freedom isn't the absence of desire, it's the ability to choose who you become in spite of it. You are not a failure for falling into this trap. You are human, but don't stay there. Don't normalize what's taking away your soul just because the world calls it entertainment. You were made for real life. You were made for freedom. And even if this video ends here, the journey doesn't. And I believe you are strong enough to walk away.